Namaste, dear listeners. Welcome to the Iowa channel, Astro In with Abhi. Oneness in astrology and spirituality, bringing in awareness by Abhi. Now, there was a question given to me on the retrograding planets, and I must do a podcast to explain the retrogrades, the do's and don'ts for each planet that is retrograding, the impacts of it on planet Earth. Now, I have done the Mercury retrograde, the do's and don'ts, and today we're going to do the Venus retrograde, the do's and don'ts, purely because we've currently got Venus retrograde from the 1st of March 2025. So before we go forward, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, click the like and share button. Try and share this content with as many people as you possibly can that you think that will benefit from my content. Now, in my previous discussions, we've understood that a planet that is retrograde seems like it's moving further away from Earth. That's what a retrograde means. Now, let's understand the characteristics of Venus and what its dharma is or its duty. Then we can understand its impact on life when it's retrograde. So, Venus is the planet that governs the beauty, the arts, the fine music, the good taste, the love, that loving feeling that you get, that happiness, that content feeling that you get. Now, when Venus is retrograde, you have to work twice as hard to feel that happiness, to feel that content, depending on which sign Venus is retrograding in. Now, for example, Venus retrograding in Piscean energy. If you look at Pisces, the ruling planet, where the ruling planet is, and if you look at Pisces, where Pisces is in your birth chart, that area of your life is impacted. For example, if you are a Capricorn, then Venus retrogrades is happening in your third house. Third house is all about communication, travel. It's all about learning. It's all about siblings. So it seems that there will be some kind of delay when it comes to any travel arrangements that you may have. We've got to look at where the other planets are as well to make a concrete conclusion on the prediction. But if we just look at Venus on the third house, as an example, we can say that double check your travel arrangements, double check your tickets, double check your siblings if they're good. It's also not a good time to sign up for any studies or sign up for any institutions to enroll yourself. In fact, it's not a good time for you to go for any kind of surgery, that kind of a thing. When Venus is retrograde in Pisces, and you are Sun, Moon, Ascendant Capricorn. Now, you can see if you're a Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Aquarius, then you've got the Venus retrograde happening in your second house of earned income, aspecting your eighth house of transformation. So here we've got impacting your second house of earned income. So it's different depending what sun where your sun is at, or where your Rasi, that we can look at your Rasi chart. But the Venus retrograde will be impacting everybody differently. And looking at your natal chart, we can then see where all the other planets are and how they're performing in your natal chart for me to pretty much give you a accurate prediction as to how this Venus retrograde will be impacting you. But holistically, generally, the do's and don'ts for a Venus retrograde. So this explanation that I've done just now was just for informative reasons, not pertaining to the actual general predictions that I'm giving you now. Not predictions, but general overview of the do's and don'ts. So now that we understand what Venus governs, the arts, beauty, the fine wine, the dining, the beauty, when it's retrograde, you have to work twice as hard to feel that. So what are the do's and don'ts? So the do's, firstly, it's a good time for you to look at your past relationships. What are the things that you have? What are the things that you know that you need to learn from? For example, if you've been a person that is very closed off in the past, you've been a person that was closed off, not giving much of yourself in the relationship, and the person has walked away from your life, then guess what? This is a good time for you to revisit that area of your life and say, okay, have I made any improvement? This is who I have been, and now I am who I am. Have I made any improvement? Now let me go into my other relationship. This person has also walked away from my life, or I've walked away from this person's life because this person failed to deliver whatever they needed to deliver. During Venus retrograde, it's a good time to do the retrospection on relationships and all the things that you love doing, your hobbies. Double check, are you still doing your hobbies, or have you now started procrastinating? It's a good time to revisit the past and with the checklist and see, okay, I sorted out this, I sorted out that. Using my karmic memory, which is my guru, I'm now exercising my choice to make better decisions based on my past for me to get a better result. That's what a Venus retrograde is for. A Venus retrograde definitely is not for doing any kind of surgery work. It's not a good time for starting a relationship. It's not a good time for ending a relationship. It's definitely not a good time also for signing any documentation. I would say it's not a good time to take any home loans, any bonds. It's not a good time for you to take any financing a vehicle or any big type of finances. Signing up for any big type of finances or borrowing money from anybody. It's definitely not a time to obviously plan to have any children. It's not a good time to you know fertilize for an egg to get fertilized. Why? If it's fertilized during a Venus retrograde, based on my awareness, then the DNA that you're implanting is of the Venus retrograde. So such a offspring can become very detached from himself or herself and find it very difficult to be even loving to themselves. They can have a very low self-esteem in life. So you gotta be aware of these kind of things, during a Venus retrograde, the do's and don'ts, so that you can create a much more favorable life. Now, a lot of people, most human beings, they don't know about this. Therefore, you will find a lot of people that are born today, they are having certain kind of irregularities or things that are not common, but they can be avoided. So during a Venus retrograde, I would highly suggest that you stay away from making any big decisions. Don't leave a relationship, and neither do you start a relationship. You don't want to do something with a weakened DNA or an altered DNA. You don't want to start a relationship with a Venus retrograde. Definitely, when Venus go direct, then you will realize this is not something that you actually want to be in. All right. So this is a Venus retrograde podcast on the do's and don'ts. What you should do though is focus on your relationships. Focus on the past relationships and how you have overcome the challenges that you faced, or did you overcome them, or you're still stuck in the same boat from a frequency perspective. All right. So before I go, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, like and share. And thank you for you if you've already subscribed to my channel. Thank you for the beautiful comments on my WhatsApp and my TikTok lives. I highly appreciate it. And most importantly, thank you for the beautiful reviews that I get. Keep them coming, guys. God bless you all. Jai Shri Ram, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Shri Krishna, Hari Bol, and goodbye.